A lot of our radio reps focus on our bodies and minds because having a few tips about these can help us to soothe our system, guide our attention, and bring our behaviour towards what matters to us. Feelings are different. When difficult feelings show up, it's natural to want to fix them and feel better as soon as possible. Most of us will have found out in life that trying to do this doesn't work, and it can make things harder. Our Blue Rabbit radio rep is all about that. Feelings are a big part of our human experience though, so we can't just ignore them either. So we decided to run a short series of Find Out in Fives to dig a little further into this. This is the first one. It's about feelings. Or is it about emotions? Definitely feelings. Maybe both? Let's see. How are you? I'm fine. This has to be one of the most common phrases in the English language. Or we might say, I'm not bad, or even, not great. We don't often say, I'm having a huge mess of different feelings and thoughts. Some of them are okay, some of them I like, and some are awful, and it's a bit overwhelming and exhausting at times. It's a bit of a mouthful, but it is more accurate, because in a normal human day, or even hour, we'll experience many thoughts, feelings, urges, and physical sensations. Some will be welcome, and some won't. When things are going well in our lives, we might notice less challenging thoughts and difficult feelings. When we're facing problems, it's natural to notice more. Learning to notice and name our experiences can be really helpful. It's also hard to do, and that's why many of our radio reps support learning these skills. Feelings, of course, are a particular challenge as we naturally want to avoid the painful and difficult ones. As you'll have realised from the introduction, there's a bit of a debate about the definition of emotion and of feeling. Our focus is on looking for ways to help with the psychological burden of physical health problems, so we don't need to worry too much about that. But there is something interesting about time that we wanted to include. For now, let's consider emotions to be the quick, basic, automatic reactions that we have to events. The kind of reaction that we talk about in the Ham model and fight-flight recordings. An example of this is that I was held up in roadworks on the way to hospital the other day, and I felt really angry and frustrated. Dr. Jill Bolt Taylor, an American neuroanatomist, has suggested that these emotions last for 90 seconds. That's not really very long. I've been talking for about 3 times that already in this rep. My colleague thought it could be enough time to make a cup of tea, though if you like your tea strong, you might argue with that. Dr. Bolt Taylor suggested that if an emotion lasts longer than 90 seconds, it's because we're becoming caught up in it and getting stuck. Typically, our thoughts have got involved, making it sticky and hang around. Some people would then call this a feeling. So if we go back to our example where I was caught in traffic, I definitely felt awful for more than 90 seconds. I was imagining being late, I felt embarrassed, I was really cross with myself because I'd left home close to the wire. I was imagining what other people would be thinking about me if I wasn't there, and what else could go wrong. Not being able to park, missing my appointment, lots and lots of thoughts like that. The thoughts, imaginings, judgments lasted for the rest of my journey, and my body was fizzing and tense. Because these feelings were so painful, my mind tried to get me out of the situation, and I thought about not going at all. I'm sure I'm not alone in this example, and many people listening will have experienced something similar. It's important to look closely at it because it shows us that the way we react to our emotions can change them and make them harder to manage or stay with us for longer. It can also take us down the path of trying to avoid them. And if we do that, we may have to also avoid activities that might be important to us. And that can lead us to more difficulties later on. So the role of our thoughts and the judgments and predictions that we naturally make is really important. If we go back to my example for a final time and imagine me being stuck in traffic and feeling all the feelings, imagining all the judgments and worries, if I could have noticed this process early on, recognised the trigger and the emotion showing up, and responded in a different way, my experience would have been very different. That's where our radio reps can help. For example, some breathing to regulate my system could have been enough to stabilise things for me just in that moment. Noticing the thoughts that I was having were just that, thoughts rather than an accurate prediction of the future, could also have helped me. And letting myself have my feelings without trying to fix them is another thing I could have done. We have radio reps to support all of these skills, and other Find Out in Fives will look at a little more at common feelings to get to know them a bit better and help in letting them just be. rather than trying to avoid or control them. We hope you found this interesting today. Please visit yorkhospitals.nhs.uk and look for psychological medicine, or search for Radio Reps to listen again or to find all of our self-help resources.